I practically taught you how to work with your DHT11 sensor and how to connect this DHT11 sensor into your Raspberry Pi and fetch temperature and humidity information. Okay. I hope it was interesting and you learned something. Okay. See, today's class, what I will do is I'll try to make you understand what is RGB LED. Okay. Today we'll try to connect RGB LED into a Raspberry Pi and make it glow. Okay. So basically, what is this RGB LED? It stands for your R stands for your red, G stands for your green, and B stands for your B. Okay. So this RGB LED, with using this RGB LED, you can create three different colors at the same time. One is red, green, and blue, and also you can make combinations of this and get colors like yellow, magenta, cyan, all those colors. Okay. So today I'll do it practically and show it how to you. Okay. To implement this RGB LED in your Raspberry Pi, you have to require one RGB LED. Okay. Uh, then you need 1K resistor. That is three numbers you need. Then you need this male to female jumper wires. Okay. So I think you require four jumper wires. So this is the circuit connection part. Can you see this, guys? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, see, before that, let me say what is RGB LED. Okay, uh, yeah, see here, this is how your RGB LED looks like. It comes in two varieties. One is common anode and another one is common cathode. So the first pin stands for your red. The second pin stands for either anode or cathode. If it is anode, it should be in positive. If it is cathode, it should be in negative. The third pin is your green pin. Your fourth pin indicates your blue pin. This is how your RGB LED looks like. Okay. So how does it actually works is this can be used in your outdoor decoration lighting, your stage lighting, home decoration lighting, your LED matrix display. Okay. So uh, how does it actually work is let's understand this. See, if you take this first one, we call it as common anode. Okay. Here, what they are trying to say is this anode part, that is the second pin, it is connected to the external anode lead. Okay. To control each and every color, you have to apply a low signal. That low signal indicates your ground pin. Okay. You should apply a low signal to the ground. Then then also the low signals to your red, green, and blue to make it vice versa. If you want to make it glow, you should make it to high. If you want to make it low, you should make it to low. Okay, that's what they are trying to say. But initially, that low signal should be given to the red part. That is the major thing. Then your red, green, and blue leads should be connected in parallel with your anode. Okay, so I will do that practically and show it to you how does it actually works. So if you are using this common cathode part, no, this second pin should be negative. Here, this cathode part of the internal LED should be connected to the external cathode lead. That should be connected to the external cathode lead. Here, instead of applying low signal, you should be applying high signal to the I signal, or we call it as the VCC, to the red, green, and blue leads. Okay. So this is the difference between your common cathode and common anode part. Okay. So from my circuit and my implementation, you have to say me whether I've used today common anode or common cathode. Okay. So what else is important here? Yeah. Let me go to the circuit part here. So this is the first pin. This is red. Guys, am I clear? If you have any doubts, can interpret me, okay? Or interrupt me and ask me. Am I clear? No.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. This is the first pin. Usually, I told you the second pin looks a larger one. That is either anode or cathode. So see here, this usually the second pin looks larger. Okay. So first pin is the smallest. So you have to connect it accordingly. So let me go back. This first pin, we call it as the red pin. In this pin, parallelly or serially, you connect 1K resistor. See here, this 1K resistor, the first 1K resistor should be placed at the red pin parallelly. Okay. After that, the other end should be placed here. Maybe you can do a count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In the same dth row, it should be placed. The left side of the 1K resistor should be placed at the first pin, and the right side should be placed at the sixth position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, sixth pin position of your breadboard. Okay. Take another 1K cathode resistor and you pin it in the third. What is this third pin? 1, 2, 3. See here, it is parallel. Now it is serial here. 1, 2, 3. Third pin indicates your, what does it indicate? This is red. Second one is anode or cathode. Third one is green. So the second resistor you connected to the third pin. This is third pin of which indicates your green pin in RGB LED. This should be in parallel with or series with your resistor. Second 1K resistor. You connect this one other side of the 1K resistor to the next pin. That is seventh pin of your breadboard in this C row. Okay, C row. Okay, if you start doing, you will understand how does it works. Next, take the third 1K resistor and connect it to the last pin of your RGB LED. What is the last pin of your RGB LED? Is blue color. So you connect it with series. You take the other side and connect it to the next pin. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th pin of your B row. Okay, this is how you connect your three 1K resistors. You should have three 1K resistors. So first one is connected to your R red, second one is connected to your blue, third one is connected to your second one is connected to your green, third one is connected to your blue. Now you have to do the connection part. Now this breadboard part is done. This has to be connected to the GPIO pin part of your Raspberry Pi 3 model. Okay, so now you take this anode or cathode port, take a gray wire. Okay, so you connect it in series with this anode or cathode part. You take this and connect it to the pin number 9 of your GPIO. So what is pin number 9 of your GPIO? You have to understand that, please. What is pin number 9 of your GPIO? So what is pin number 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 is ground. Okay. So I've connected my second pin, that is anode or cathode, to ground now. Okay. So is it an anode or is it a cathode? Which one I'm using? I'm connecting it to the ground. So let me come back to the diagram once again. Please understand, this second pin, it indicates either anode or cathode. This I'm taking a jumper wire, that is male to female wire. The male part should be in this breadboard. The female part should be here. Female part, I'm connecting it to the 9th pin of your GPIO pin. 9th pin indicates your ground. So is it an anode or a cathode? I'm asking you. Is it an anode part or a cathode part? See, it is an anode part. So I'm using it. See here, this I'm connecting it to the ground. See, I'm connecting it to the ground. So I'm using today your anode part. So it should be a positive signal. Okay. Yeah. Somebody has put a chat. Yeah, good. Yashmita is good. Okay. Let me go back to the second jumper wire. So I'm taking the second jumper wire. Okay. The second jumper wire, where it is. Yeah. So this is my second jumper wire, that is red. Okay, so red, I'm connecting it to the sixth pin. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sixth pin of my eighth position, eighth row of my breadboard. Okay, please understand how this works. I repeat, this arrow you have to make it get understand. See here, eighth pin. The second pin of your eighth row, I'm taking it and connecting it to the ninth pin. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sixth pin indicates the red. So this pin, this I'm connecting it to the 11th pin of your Raspberry Pi port. Okay, 11th pin of your Raspberry Pi. What is the necessity to take it from here, guys? Why am I taking it from here? What is the necessity? Anyone?
So it should be in series with resistor, sir.
Yeah, correct. See here, first resistor indicates your red color. So the first position I have put it here, left side of the resistor. The second, right side I have put it here. So in series, I have placed it here. See here, this is the series. The first resistor indicates your red color. I have put it as series. So I'm taking one more output from here and I'm connecting it to the 11th pin of your GPIO. Okay. Similarly, I'm taking this third wire, which is green now. So green, where it is? So green RGB. So green is here. So I have taken it in series with this, and I'm putting it in 13th pin of your GPIO. So this is 9, 11, 13. Then I'm taking one more blue wire. So I'm putting it in series of your blue. See here, this is blue connection. So I'm connecting it in series with your blue. So let me show the pin numbers for you so that you understand it in a better way. See here, I've connected here. So first one is ground pin, second one is GPIO 17, GPIO 27, next pin is GPIO 22, which indicates pin number 9, 11, 13, 15. So I've connected in series. So this ground indicates I'm using a anode level of RGB LED, anode type of RGB LED. This indicates my red, this indicates my green, this indicates my blue. Okay. Am I clear with the circuit connection? Do you want me to repeat this, guys? Are you getting this? How it is connected? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I've done this connection part already. That just a snapshot if you're doing it for your project works or your lab works. So I've done it parallelly and connected it. One change I found is this green should be taken to the last one, and your blue should be in third one. That is the difference I found out. So whatever I told you now orally, I put it in words here. Okay, so when you are studying for the SE exam, it will be easier. This is for your reference. Okay, how this is actually controlled. What is the purpose of this? All this I put. So let's get straight into the program part. So this is a small program, guys. I have taken the easiest one. I'm not.
Small, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. See, small means there were programs which were smaller than this, but it was more into electronics. Okay. So I took a program which is somewhat closer to us. Okay. Somewhat related to Python. Okay. So I don't want to get more into this GPIO part, GPIO dot input, GPIO dot set. So I've taken which is more closer to you. Okay. So let's go to the final part. That is main function is the first function to be called, right? So the last line of this program is main function. So define it comes here. I think you're fine with your Python program, right? So the first part function to be called in Python is your main part. So let me go here. So it comes here. So I have defined the main here. Before that, what are all the header files to be used? Just glance it. So I'm importing the system time here along with the system configuration. Then you have to import this GPIO settings. Okay. That is the RPI.GPIO library into your GPIO settings of your Raspberry Pi. So this line should be common for all the programs. Okay. So here red pin I have kept it as 11, green pin I'm keeping it as 15. See here, this is the change I have made from the original circuit. Okay. When I was trying to connect with the this thing, it didn't work fine. So I've changed it here. So green pin, I'm taking it to the last pin, that is 15th. Blue, it is 13. Uh, so let me go to the logic of the program. So the main function is the first function to be called here. So it comes here. Where is the function main? Okay, it is defined here. While it is true, you have to, I'm creating a variable called as command. You have to supply this input. Okay. So what is the input? See here, if you type it as red on, that the input should be red on, red space on, red space on. It will call this function. Which function? Red on. It will call the red on function. Okay. So let me go to the logic of the red on function. Here it will, from the main function, it will call the sub function which is red on. Here I'm blinking this red pin, that's all. So what does this blink function does in Raspberry Pi is it blinks that pin, that's all. It blinks that red pin. Okay. Similarly, if it is if you are typing it as red off instead of red on, if you are typing it as red off, it will call this red off function. Okay. So let me go to that red off function here, red off. So what it will do, it will turn off this red pin. So what is the logic behind this is it will blink means it will take the red pin to high mode. Okay. If it is turn off means it will take the pin to the low mode. Low mode means there will be no glowing power. Okay. So actually how to call this? This is also again a function. This is also again, it is a function. So defined blink of red pin. Let me go to this function. Here I have defined it. So what is the basic concept of this blink red pin? When it will make your red your RGB LED to turn into red color. So this function red off, or sorry, this function turn off, what it will do? It will do the opposite thing, which is turning off your red glowing. Okay. So again, we will understand what is this blink function. Let me go to the blink function. So here, what we are doing is I'm setting the connection to the GPIO board. Okay, GPIO board in the sense the pin connections. Okay. Now here I'm writing one more line, that is GPIO dot setup of. So what is the pin number I'm using for red? What is the pin number I'm using for red? So it is 11. So 11 will be set out here. So 11 will be the pin number here. It will be sent as an output to that RGB LED. Okay. After that, what happens is this pin number 11, this pin number 11, which indicates your red, it will make this GPIO to high stage. High stage means it will make it glow. Okay. Next is turn off function. Here it should do the vice versa. See here, again, you should make sure your Raspberry Pi is connected to this GPIO pins by using this function, default function, which is set mode. Second one is your setup function. Here, what is this pin number we are using? It is 11th pin number. So that is assigned to GPIO.out pin number. Then I'm setting it to low. Low means it will turn off. That's all. Okay. So I repeat the logic of the program. First, what I've done here is I'm calling the main function from the last line. I've defined this main function here. If it is fine, you should supply the input to this RGB LED. First, if you give it as red on, it will call this red on function. Okay. If you set it as red off, it will call this red off function. So let me go to the red on function. If you come here, this red on function in turn will call one more function, which is blink. Here I am writing the actual coding part. That is, I'm setting this 11th pin to high. That's all. If you specify turn off function, I'm setting this 11th pin to low. That's all. GPA dot low. It specifies there is no current supply or voltage supply to this. Are you getting this, guys? Yes. Did you understand
Yes,
this
sir.
logic? Yeah. Right. Okay, this is my connection. What I have done here. Yeah, can you see this connection? Yes, this are connected. Th-
Yes, sir.
This is my RGB LED followed by three 1K resistors, then followed by the jumper wires. I'm not connected it. I have to connect it. Okay. So what should I do? This gray color should be connected to pin number 9, right, which is ground. This gray wire should be connected to pin number 9, which is your ground. Gray wire indicates your second anode pin in your RGB LED. Then this red pin should be connected to your 11th pin. This green pin should be connected to 15th pin. That's a change I made according to the program. This blue pin should be connected to 13th side, the pin of your GPIO. Yes? Are you getting this connection? Yes, guys? Can you see this? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let me do the connection. It will take 2 minutes.